Hey, how's it going guys? ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to give you my very first impressions on the Dying Light. So I've been actually experiencing this game for a couple of hours now. No, couple I don't mean by two, I should perhaps rephrase that to say 11 hours at the moment. I did not yet finish the story, but I already have experienced plenty for me to give you first impressions. And I want to actually make a full review video of this as well, and I'm going to be making it a larger scale. So please do stick around for that, perhaps my opinion may change. So of course, by the title of this video that you may have already recognized, this game didn't exactly, how can I say, resonate with me, right? Like, I was very curious to see why Dying Light is so beloved for the fans and why is everyone giving it so much praise. Now, because of this, I decided to give it a shot. Now, this is a second chance shot that I gave it of actually experiencing this game properly for the first time in 2021. Because let me tell you, back for the first time when I actually played this game, I think it was 2016, I may be wrong, I think it was 2016, I didn't really like it because mainly of the control scheme. I did not like the button layout, especially when the way for you to jump, at least on a PlayStation 4, it was by pressing an R1 button. So that kind of completely like just made it super awkward for me to actually play the game and enjoy it because of this. Usually X is to jump, usually. Never was the R1 button. Now I get why that is made with the decision to make sure that you actually always have your finger on a thumb, so you always have the capabilities of making sure that whenever you're parkouring, right, you always have the time to be looking up, looking down, to the side, left or right, whatever, where you want to be grabbing on. And so that's the thing. Let's talk a little bit about the parkour first. I want to touch on is at first when I started playing this game, I didn't really see why so many people giving it so much praise in its parkour system. And I think I'm wrong. I think I'm very wrong about that because I feel like actually the parkour system is really resonating with me because after only upgrading and receiving more upgrades and abilities and improving my my agility stats and improving my running skills, my parkour, and it actually unlocks more capabilities of me being faster and actually going through like the zombies on rooftops, going through anywhere, everywhere, and it actually makes it more interesting and entertaining to be running through. And so actually I feel like the parkour system has actually been kind of opened up a new paths for me to be enjoying this game a little bit more. So parkour system works well, and I do think it actually works well. Sure, it could have been improved a little few things about there, but again, after experiencing this for the first time, it wasn't very appealing. But after getting the upgrades and abilities, especially for the parkour, now that's a different story. It's definitely on a far positive side. Now let's talk a little bit about the story. Okay, now the main thing about this game that it simply gets a lot of flack, it is the story. And the story, yes, it's just a drag. It really is nothing special about this. To be honest with you, the story is actually one of the reasons why I'm trying my best to rush through this game to get it over with. To never play it ever again, just to abandon it. But talking about that's a very bad mindset, right? I want to find a hook that could hook me into this game so I could come back to it even after finishing the story. But so far, nothing was there that it could have hooked me into this game, okay? I'm trying to find why is this game so beloved by so many, and so far that just was not it. Now, here's the next part I want to touch on, the gameplay, the combat. This is the main result of why so many people really love this game. I gotta say, this is a little bit outdated, maybe, but it does work. It's pretty good. It is indeed satisfying, that's for sure. Outdated? Sure, that's understandable. We are talking about here the 2015 game, of course. It's pretty normal. But it definitely works. I definitely see the satisfaction. But I don't know if it's actually enough for me to call it as a hook for me to drive into the game and continue playing it. It can get repetitive. Again, maybe it's because I didn't unlock everything in terms of the brutal strength and stuff like that. Yes, I do know you can stomp on the zombies when they're on the ground. You always unlock these new abilities that you can actually perform and do. Especially one of the best ones that everyone keeps telling me about is actually to do a drop kick, getting those zombies off the edge, off the roof, and let them slam down to the ground. And yes, I've done that. That's very fun. I admit it is very fun. But yeah, see, I see why there's everybody saying like these sort of elements and why it is addictive, and this may be the hook. But so far that was just not it for me, because I already experienced this sort of thing before. And again, we know that the developers who have created Dying Light, right, they made Dead Island. And I believe they made Dead Island Riptide as well. Right, they've taken a lot of core elements from those games and they implemented in here on top of that and made it also a new, better version of, well, Dead Island. Right, I enjoyed Dead Island back in the PlayStation 3 era when I was playing it, and I definitely saw why there was appeal for that game, even though currently unfortunately it's been abandoned. But Dying Light is a different story. It just keeps on going strong, and now we're getting Dying Light 2, and after seeing Dying Light 2, it looks so good. This is the reason why I wanted to pick up this game and actually truly enjoy it. But so far it just isn't there yet, at least not for me. You know, talking about Dying Light 2, after seeing the footages, gameplays, and constantly being delayed, I'm looking forward to it, right? But again, I'm worried that there's just few issues that Dying Light, right, is going to be making its rounds again this time in Dying Light 2. Yeah, one of the main ones is the missions, right? Mission structure, it can be either boring, frustrating, or just plain bad. I get it, I can see that they are trying to make it a little bit different all the time. They're trying to make sure that it's not too repetitive, but you'll still end up going through A to B points and never really fast traveling. At least I didn't unlock the way of fast travel, at least I don't know how to do it, so maybe I'm missing it, maybe I didn't look it up properly. And you know, I'm getting a little bit frustrated going back and forward. Now I did try to play through at least 1 or 2 quests as a co-op. That definitely did improve my experience with the game, but unfortunately there's just way too many cheaters. And yeah, there's a lot of cheaters. For example, like they can drop you some money, some, you know, wallets, some weapons in fact too, some of the inventory stuff, and that actually give you a very big boost in terms of, you know, one-hitting the zombies, even, you know, getting guns that are just like ridiculously strong. There's inventory stuff that you can actually get. It's ridiculous. You can get practically infinite amount of money and kind of break your system, right? Breaks the challenge, breaks the interest in this game. And because of this, obviously, knowing myself, I still wanted to see how I actually perform, how much I can actually go and bust this game up in sort of ways. But again, I'm not trying to find a modding system for this game, and instead I found some weapons, and I was given, I should say, one weapon particularly, and that was pretty much capable of one-hitting any of the zombies. Well, except those giant ones, of course, like very strong types. I can't remember the names, brutes or stuff like that, the ones that charge right at you. I've taken them down. They were actually plenty of fun. You see, I can definitely say that the gameplay mechanic is the highest in this game, that it can definitely be very interesting for a lot of people, even if you're modding the game or if you're playing it for the very first time like I am. And you know, after being part of with the modded community, especially that ones that have joined in and they gave me 1 or 2 weapons and a lot of money as well, right? It kind of definitely loses the sense of challenge in this game that at first I had plenty of it already, right? Like you had to make sure and pay attention that I don't break my weapons or my melee weapons. I constantly had to change them up. And talk about my melee weapons and you know, weapons in general. Weapons, guns, you know, auto rifles, pistols, they're so bad. Like, I mean, at first I was like, wow, this is bad, but then I had to consider one thing. Man, I need to keep these weapons because I need to face off the humans, right? They have guns too, a lot of them, and of course this means that I'll have to use weapons as well, or otherwise running in there and just getting obliterated is just not a feasible option, is it? But yeah, so I don't advise playing this game with randoms. I do advise playing it with friends. I think I need to pick, hopefully somebody could join in with me, just tell me a little bit more about Dying Light, maybe actually rekindle my experience with this game and actually find some kind of hook, and maybe I actually will end up going for a platinum trophy too. I don't know. This seems like a good game. It seems like it could be up to my alley. Like I said, I definitely have enjoyed my time with the Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide back then. Maybe I outgrew this sort of the aspect of the game. I don't know. And it's just also, I really want to pick up Dying Light 2 because I'm really am liking what I'm seeing in that game. And Dying Light is just not doing the wonders for me that I was kind of expecting it to, for me, you know, to experience. Then I wanted it. But that's just my opinion, guys. Tell me down in the comments, what was the main thing that kind of gripped you into this game, Dying Light, right? It's gonna be very interesting for me to read your comments. Alright, I'm gonna leave it short. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later and have a wonderful day.